this video tutorial, we're going to be substituting numbers in for symbols and letters, or what we're going to refer to as variables. And I know that when we look at question number 1, for example, it says simplify, so we're going to evaluate and then solve. And I see that it says x times b plus a minus b. And I'm rewriting this with parentheses, so I'm going to have some space where I can plug in the values for these variables. And I know that x is equal to 4. Okay, I can see that b is equal to 1. Beautiful. I see that a is equal to 2. And I see that b, of course, again, is equal to 1. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be following order of operations. And we remember that it's parentheses and exponents, and then multiplication or division, and then addition or subtraction. And so I don't see any exponents or any operations inside parentheses, so we can eliminate the first two. And I do, however, see an opportunity for us to multiply, which we have right here. And so I know that 4 times 1, of course, is going to give us 4. And then we've got 4 plus 2 minus 1. And we're working our way from the left to the right. And 4 plus 2 is 6 minus 1 is 5. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is 5 for question number 1. Amazing. All right, let's take a look at another one that's maybe a little bit more tricky, a little more opportunities to substitute in for some variables. And I can see that in this problem, question number 6, we've got an exponent. All right, so like before, I'm going to rewrite this problem, and I'm going to, instead of rewriting the variables, of course, I'm leaving space where I can pop in the value for the variables. And I see that it says p, and the value of p is -2. I see that we've got q, which is 10. We've got a j, which is a -1. Okay. And then we've got a c, which is a -3. All right. So we substituted. Now we're going to have to simplify and solve so we can figure out what the value of this problem is. And I know that the first thing that we're going to do when we're doing order of operations is we're going to be thinking about parentheses. Is there anything happening inside the parentheses? No. So we can eliminate the first step. What about exponents? Yep, there sure are. There is an exponent, and I can see that it's right here. And we know that when something is raised to the second power, as it is right here, we're going to be multiplying it by itself. So it's going to be -2 times -2, and that, of course, gives us +4. So we don't need the plus sign. I'm just putting it there because it's implied. And, okay. And I'm going to be rewriting this expression. Great. And so what do I know? I know that the next step after we do exponents is to multiply. And so I can see that we can multiply in a few different places. I can see we can multiply 2 times 4, or 4 times 10, or -1 times -3, but typically we work from left to right. And so I know that 2 times 4 is 8, times 10 is what? 80. It is 80. But I also know that, like, for example, 4 times 10 is 40, times 2 is 80, so it's going to give us the same thing. And then I know it's going to be 80 minus what? -1 times -3 is +3. So it's going to be 80 minus 3, and that, of course, is going to give us +77. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the answer for number 6. Should we do another one? You know what? For good measure, we'll do number 7 because this is fun. Why not? All right, so like before, I'm going to pop in the values after rewriting this expression. And I know that the value of q is 10. The value of p is -2. And the value of j is -1. Okay, great. All right, so if we're doing PEMDAS, I can see that there's nothing inside the parentheses. I can see there's no exponents, but we are going to need to multiply before we add, or in this case, subtract, or add. Okay, so what do we know? We know that it's going to look like +3 times -2 gives us -6. And negative 6, well, you know what we'll do? We'll rewrite this whole thing just to stay in order. So I know that it's going to be negative 6 times negative 1, and then negative 6 times negative 1 is going to give us positive 6, yes? And so we have 10 plus 6, and that's going to give us 16, ladies and gentlemen. That's the answer. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. Good luck.